14 years. 9 years with the first wife, going on 5 on the second one. You know, never as much applause when I make you do the math, you know? Just kind of how that works. I'm 43 years old. Your silence is the correct reaction to 43. That's not that big of a deal. 43 is like, you're looking at me like, just make me laugh and pay for my Social Security, right? I'm on. But now that I'm at the end of my life, I've been thinking about my timeline a lot. All the little moments that kind of led to where I am right now. Like, I was born Christmas Eve, 1979. I spent a week in the 70s. Remember the 70s? There was political unrest and cocaine everywhere and high inflation. It was a very different time than right now. Fast forward, I graduated high school in 1998, or as my kids call it, the late 1900s. Make you feel old, right? Kids, gather around. Let me tell you all about the Backstreet Boys. Brian was the cute one, but AJ had all the talent. That's the big one. Actually, I just had my 25-year high school reunion. I'm a graduate from East Grand Rapids. Are there any other douchebags here tonight? But what a time to be alive, for real. Like, this is a very incredible time to be alive. Last night, I was on my front porch, and I'm smoking weed, and I'm gambling on sports on my phone at the same time. 5 years ago, if you wanted to smoke weed and gamble, you had to talk to like 2 or 3 criminals. Now you're just like, right? Now your drug dealer works in this beautiful air-conditioned building, and you walk in, he gives you incredible customer service. He doesn't want you to go to the competition down the road, and after you walk out, your drug dealer gives you a receipt. Don't you feel like a little bitch getting a receipt from your drug dealer? No. There's a survey at the bottom. I rounded up to help local scholarships. The gambling is out of control. The gambling is too much. You can gamble on any sport, anywhere in the world, parlays, over-unders. I feel bad for the people at Gamblers Anonymous. They have got their hands full, right? They're like, Gamblers Anonymous, how can I help you? Yeah, my name's Jim. I think I have a gambling problem. I'm down like $2,000. My wife's going to kill me. All right, sir, well, we'll get you through this here. And can we ask what you're gambling on? Yeah, I'm gambling on the Special Olympics. The fuck did you just say? Yeah, I know I shouldn't. It's really bad. I'm going to hell. And, you know, it sounds like you're typing frantically. What are you doing? Oh, I'm sending a message to your mother, and she's going to come to your house and beat the shit out of you and have fun in hell. Here's how I know I'm getting older, though, right? I went through this. Maybe some of you are going through this. I didn't know this would be a thing, but I'm now to the age where famous people die too young, and I have no idea who the hell they are. Anybody else? Like, you're looking at the news, and you're like, the hip-hop world was rattled today with the sudden loss of rapper Little STD. Who the hell is Little STD? 25 million. Hey, babe, who's Little STD? No, he's a rapper. He was a rapper. You can ask the kids. I'm going to talk about him at Sunday Night Funnies. Mostly older white people. Why does that happen? I don't know. I've got teenagers now. Round of applause if you got teenagers. Woo! Fuck, am I right? God. My son, he's 14. Not the brightest. He's not the brightest. My son asked me if he could use a Christmas stamp to mail something in July. Public schools. My daughter, she's 12, little Miss Know-It-All. She says, Dad, did you know that based on my height and my weight, my doctor can predict get my period. Like, oh, is it going to be during my week or your mom's? That's my time, everybody. Thanks so much.
life insurance friend of mine. It's like, it's a digital life expectancy clock. Have you seen these things? Yeah, it's digital. It's got a little box, like a digital clock. It's got a box attached to the bottom, and you punch in various things like your age, your race, your weight, etc. And it counts down exactly how much time you have left to live. In years, days, minutes, and seconds. It's all digital, right? I mean, the first day I got it, I came home, I punched in 6 beer. I lost 30 minutes of my life for 6 beer. Well, sir, that's about 5 minutes right there. Drink up. Down it. You two men. You know, but frankly, I freaked out. I mean, what is it? The next Sunday, I went to church. I came home, I punched it in. I gained 3 hours for one trip to church. I became Catholic. Yeah, every morning I go to Mass. And every night I drink 24 beers. And I'm never going to die. Praise the Lord. Working. Oh, there we go. Oh man, it's crazy, isn't it? In Michigan, in the winter, 70% of everybody suffers from depression. And I mean, I don't know if you guys suffer from depression. 70%. Think about that. Means if you're depressed, you're normal. And you don't need help. How many fuckers need help? I mean, it's horrible. I mean, just last summer, I broke down and I went to a psychiatrist. And she told me, Don, it's not your fault, don't worry. The days are shorter, the sun doesn't shine anymore. Don't worry about it, you have SAD. You have seasonal affective disorder, right? I'm like, Doc, I know that. I want a beer fight, HAPPY or SEX. Yeah, either one, it's pretty, you know, it's terrible. What? You like that? I grew up, you know, my sister's back there. Hi, sis. I grew up in an all-female household, so she'll be able to verify everything I'm about to say. It's pretty crazy. So, like, as a kid, I was kind of like a fat, dorky, thick glasses kind of kid, right? I mean, it was so bad. I was an altar boy, and I couldn't even get a pat on the back. My mom wouldn't get me glasses because she didn't want me to see what I looked like. Yeah, okay, it gets worse, She waited until the night before my first date to have me circumcised. She called it brain surgery. Oh, get this though. She told me that if I masturbated, it would grow hair in the palm of my hands. Yes, I believed her. I threw up my back like 8 times trying to grow a mustache. Man, female household. You know, I'm just telling you. It's crazy. You know, it's funny because I got some what I call jokes about racism, and I don't know if there would mix a crowd here. Do it. You want me to go ahead and tell some jokes about racism? You know, I think a lot of racism is caused by ignorance, right? Like, I didn't know that the Confederate flag symbolized racism. I thought it symbolized NASCAR. And it's even worse, okay? Because I thought it was okay to use the phrase African American. Until I was in Toronto and got my ass kicked by an African Canadian. They don't like Americans there. It's horrible. And you know what I don't figure out? It's not so bad in Grand Rapids. But in Detroit, it's like, Why do so many cities honor Dr. Martin Luther King by renaming a street in their worst neighborhood? Right? It's like in Detroit, okay? They gave Henry Ford what? They gave him 30 miles of highway. They gave Walter Chrysler 20 miles of highway. What did they give Dr. King? 10 blocks of people finding ways to get high. I mean, is that really an honor? I think what they should do, they should rename Woodward Avenue all the way from Jefferson to Detroit River, all the way up to Pontiac. Rename the whole street after Dr. Martin Luther King. Because then every year you could have the I Have a Dream cruise. Yeah, that's worth applause. Come on. You know, I recently moved back to Detroit. I lived up in Rapids. I don't know. Oh well. You know, it's the same for all of us. Just because it's a competition now, you're being treated like everybody else. Oh, I know that now. No, it's like driving in Detroit. I love it. I just got back there. And driving in Detroit is fun, right? Driving in Detroit's like having sex. You're going like 125 miles an hour. Bumper to bumper to bumper. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? And it's crazy. I mean, you drive in Detroit, and what do you use? You use the steering wheel, the finger, and the horn. It's different up here, isn't it? I mean, up here, you use the steering wheel, the brake, and I forgot the third thing, but you use something else. The accelerator, I forgot. Oh, you use a lot of things, don't you, man? I don't know. Okay, well, you know, I don't know what I'm going to say. One last thing. You know, there's so many regulations in the world, and I saw just last week, anybody have a Kia? Just last week, Kia recalled like 200,000 vehicles because, did you see that? The inside release on the trunk is broken. Right? So like a few years ago, now all cars have to have inside releases on the trunk because if some kid crawls in there, they won't get locked, right? And you want to know why standardized test scores across the country keep going down in all the schools? Yeah, like in today's world, stupid kids live. Can you believe it? I don't know. I don't know if my, what do we got? One last thing. Okay. In Detroit right now, there's a big thing. It's Mayor Duggan, I don't know the right way to pronounce his name. He wants to start passing out birth control in the schools. Do they do that in Grand Rapids? Do they pass out birth control? No, he wants to pass it out in the high schools. I think it's a horrible idea because it's waiting way too long. I think about in Detroit, by the time somebody gets to high school, the ones with kids are no longer there. They've dropped out to raise their babies. No. So I think a better idea would be, instead of passing them out in schools, I think you should pass out birth control on ice cream trucks. Yeah. You know, you'd have, you know, those, you don't want that annoying bill. You'd have to have some song playing as the truck rolled down the neighborhood. You know, maybe, I don't know, Hot for Teacher. Or back that ass up. But it works something like this, okay? You'd get a condom with every bomb pop, a diaphragm with every Eskimo pie, and then to be socially conscious, you get an AIDS test with every fudge sickle. Thank you very much.
It's great to be here at Sunday Night Funnies. This is by far my favorite retirement home community to perform in front of. I love you all very much. I feel right at home here. Sir, thank you for writing Richmond, North of Richmond. That was an amazing song. And it is an honor to have you with us today. I'm originally from Livonia on the east side of the state. Anyone know where Livonia is? Yep. If you don't, go to Detroit, drive 20 minutes west till you see a white person. That's where they settled. My mom's side of the family is from that really peaceful country, Syria. We're never in the news for a bad reason. And my dad's side is from an even crazier place, Ohio. Yep. So at family reunions, we bring the Middle East to the Midwest. You know, Papa brings over cream of chicken soup, and Uncle Pacham brings a live chicken to eat. So both sides don't have a ton in common, but they were both happy that the Capitol was stormed for different reasons. And honestly, I'm not sure where Papa was on January 6th, and where Uncle Pacham was on 9/11. So I will say that. My mom's side loves hummus. They love hummus. They're from Syria. They have it for everything. You want a snack? You're eating hummus. What's for dinner tonight? We're on a budget. Hummus. You doing house projects? You run out of drywall? Smear some hummus on that, boy. Break the garlic tight. We even honor our dead with hummus. Let me try to find this. Guys, I think a microphone is like $40 in Marketplace. If we charge them all $1, where's Brian? Oh yeah, counting the votes. Classic Brian. Count the dollars. So, we would even honor the dead with hummus. That's how much we love it. You know, if cousin Abdul died, what would we do with the body? Cremation? Nope, cream of chickpea, baby. We turn them into a snack real quick. And we remember him that way. I spent a lot of time with my taita growing up. My taita was my grandma from Syria. And I remember as a kid, one day we go to the gas station, and there's a big sign in the window that says, Camels, $11.99 per pack. She goes, $11.99 for a whole pack of camels? John, the prices in America are unbelievable. Anyway, my mom taught me my values growing up. I spent a lot of time with my mom. She taught me values like love your neighbor as yourself. As yourself. So every morning I'd go up to my neighbor and be like, I hate you, dude. I wish you knew how to talk to girls. Why can't you digest lactose like the other kids? What? But my dad's side was very traditional. They don't really believe in the performing arts as a way to make a living. Like my dad was an engineer, my grandpa was an engineer, his dad was an engineer, and so on. And as a kid, my grandpa comes up to me one day and he's like, Joel, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I say, Grandpa, I want to be a stand-up comedian. He goes, Joel, you're going to be standing in the bread lines. And I'd never heard of those, so I was like, well, if they're going to feed me, I just go follow my dreams. I hate going grocery shopping so much. It is my least favorite errand. Make some noise if you like grocery shopping. You guys all rooted for the rest of us, because everyone there moves so slowly. I'm at the store the other day. It's taking forever to get out of there. The cashier's moving slow as molasses. And every time I ask her to hurry up, she keeps on making these dumb excuses. Like, sir, please get that gun out of my face. Someone got it back there 10 seconds later. Thank you. This is an unpopular thing to say in this part of town, but I hate Taco Bell. I hate it. I know. This table got very upset. I don't get it. I know some people love it. If you love it, God bless you. It's not for me. Because every time I go, no matter what I order on the menu, I need an emergency trip to the toilet for an hour.
That's true.
I go to Taco Bell the other day, and I try to do chili crispy chicken. And I go to sit down on the toilet after. The noise that comes out of my body. You know when you like first turn the sprinkler on